that's in the review, they're saying, hey, it's kind of early days. They did have limited data to work with. Do you think it was a mistake having this review a bit too early?
I was hoping that we would be able to better analyse some of the overseas experiences and also have a very thorough cost-benefit analysis. When I received the review, I found that information missing and I found that quite concerning, which is why I asked for another review in 25-26.
Yeah, the National Party, they said no.
No, they said no, and then therefore we invoked the agree to disagree,
Yeah.
which is quite common to do if you do not have agreement around the cabinet paper when you take a paper there.
Yeah, were you disappointed with them though, saying no to you?
I'm not surprised, and this is part of the democratic process, being able to talk with your colleagues and try and work through. At the end of the day, I put a proposal on the table, they disagreed, so I invoked the agree to disagree clause.
Yeah, we've been skimming it. It came out about half an hour ago. One of the things it did say is that the police had intercepted communications or something that showed that the registry was stopping straw buyers from passing guns off to people who shouldn't have them. Isn't that a good thing?
That would be a good thing, but there was one text message amongst a whole lot of other things that need to be considered when we are looking at a review of the registry. So to me, one text message is not sufficient enough. I would like to have seen, as I mentioned, a very thorough cost-benefit analysis. Also, projecting into the future, looking at the public safety of firearm owners, there were a few things in there that I was a little concerned was missing. But in saying that, my officials had a short period of time in which to get it through, and I think they did what they could in the time that they had.
Yeah. Have you registered your firearms with the Firearms Registry?
No.
Why is that?
I am wanting to ensure that the registry is at a place where I feel more trust and confidence with it. One of the things that the review has pointed out is that there are some areas that do need improvement. At this stage, I do not have to register my firearms, but should I have a triggering event, then I will definitely do so because it's the law to do so.
What do you mean when you say the triggering event?
A triggering event is the buying or selling of firearms, the changing where you are living, for example, you need to notify police. So should I have that triggering event, I would be legally obliged to do so.
Yeah, excellent. When we're talking about the registry, so given that National said no, they're not going to have another review, when does the next review take place, or when do we next assess how it's going?
We will look at it again. It's meant to be looked at in 2028, 2029. Of course, we may be able to get some further information as we go about the Arms Act rewrite, but it's not a main part of the Arms Act rewrite. Looking after public safety as a whole is the main focus on that.
Yeah. The review also said that they do have pretty good privacy standards around this information. They are protecting people's gun owners' information, because that was one of your concerns. Does that not satisfy you, what they've found there?
Well, I'd like to ensure that that is going to be the case. After all, we have had 6 breaches of firearm owners' information since 2019. So the trust and confidence in a regime needs to be proven so that people feel confident to enter it.
Yeah. I think their name's Gun Control. They put out a press release. They were kind of celebrating this move that National blocked you. What did you make of that?
Well, at the end of the day, I'm going about what I'm doing to try and increase public confidence, try and increase the compliance, and also make sure that we have laws that are fit for purpose. So while I may be disappointed, it's not the end of the road. I'm going to keep fighting for the licensed firearm owners, for their security and for their safety.
Yeah. In the comments that the police made, and they really like this registry. What did you make of that?
Of course they like the registry. I don't blame them for that, and I feel confident that if there is a way that we can show the 250,000 people who have to enter it that they can have trust and confidence in it, then we can support it. But the review itself does not say that. It does not show that, and this is why it's important, in my opinion, that we have another review before 28.
Excellent. Did you have any other points you'd like to make around this issue, or any other key messages you wanted to get across?
Well, just that myself, the ACT Party, our government with National, we work very well together. And there's work going on at the moment with the Arms Act rewrite, and I'm confident with my partners that we can work through any issues that we may see there as well. It's ongoing, and this is what partnership's about.
Yeah, and can you just remind me, when are we likely to see the Arms Act kind of work? When is the public likely to see that?
Probably around, well, it's going to be this year.
Yep.
It really depends on going through processes. I'm hoping that we will have a bill ready by September, October, may even go through into November, but it will definitely be this year.
Right, excellent. Cool. Okay. Could we just grab some shots of you?
Sure.